Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the procession.
Good afternoon. Please be seated. Welcome to the University of Texas at Dallas. I am Marian Underwood, and as Graduate Dean, it is my honor to welcome all of you, the doctoral candidates, faculty mentors, families, and friends, to this special doctoral hooding ceremony. Doctoral candidates, you have achieved a major milestone. Today you move from being our students to being our colleagues. This is a tremendous accomplishment, and I congratulate you on it. You have achieved this milestone not only because of your intellectual talent, but because in the face of all of life's obstacles, you stayed determined and completed an important piece of original research. You showed faith in yourselves and in the importance of your ideas. You exercised self-discipline, made personal sacrifices, and your degree is a true recognition of this perseverance. It has been a privilege to be part of your academic journey to date, and I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the Provost of the University of Texas at Dallas, Dr. Inga Musselman.
Welcome family, friends, and University of Texas at Dallas students, staff, and faculty, and good afternoon, graduates. The entire University of Texas at Dallas community celebrates your accomplishments and applauds your effort, commitment, talent, and perseverance. You have reached this extraordinary milestone, earning the title Doctor, which is associated with a very small fraction of America's population. All of you have demonstrated exceptional mastery of an academic field. Through scholarship, research, and creative endeavors, you have made original contributions to human knowledge in areas as diverse as arts and humanities, natural sciences and mathematics, economic, political, and policy sciences, management, arts, technology, and emerging communications, behavioral and brain sciences, and engineering and computer science. On behalf of every faculty member who has guided you through courses, seminars, and research, I can say that it has been a joy to mentor your development as a scholar. We appreciate the sacrifices you have made and thank those friends, family, and mentors who have supported you along the way. Your academic studies took you from being one of our students to one of our colleagues, and today you officially complete that journey from student to respected doctor. One of the characteristics of doctoral research is uncertainty. Throughout your studies, you have learned how to plan and execute experiments, as well as to critically analyze data and primary sources. As you move forward in your careers and in life, I challenge you to maintain a healthy curiosity about all subjects, not just the ones in which you have achieved mastery. Keep learning, broaden out, retain curiosity for those subjects you know nothing about. Congratulations. I would like to now introduce the deans on stage who are with us today. Dr. Dennis Kratz, Dean of Arts and Humanities. Dr. Ann Balsamo, Dean of Arts, Technology, and Emerging Communication. Dr. James Bartlett, Dean of Behavioral and Brain Sciences. Dr. Dennis Dean, Dean of Economic, Political, and Policy Sciences. Dr. Mark Spong, Dean of Engineering and Computer Science. Dr. George Fair, Dean of Interdisciplinary Studies. Dr. Juan Gonzalez, Associate Dean, standing in for Dr. Bruce Novak, Dean of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. Dr. Andrew Blanchard, Dean of Undergraduate Education. And now for the members of the Graduate Council, Dr. John Gooch, Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, School of Arts and Humanities. Dr. Monica Evans, Associate Dean of Graduate Programs, School of Arts, Technology, and Emerging Communication. Dr. Robert Stillman, Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, School of Behavioral and Brain Sciences. Dr. Alex Picaro, Associate Dean of Graduate Programs, School of Economic, Political, and Policy Sciences. Dr. Porras Balsara, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Eric Johnson School of Engineering and Computer Science. Dr. George Fair, Dean of Interdisciplinary Studies. Dr. Varghese Jacob, Vice Dean, Naveen Jindal School of Management. And Dr. Juan Gonzalez, Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, School of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. We also have with us on stage Dr. Tim Redmond, Speaker of the Faculty Senate. And Dr. Teresa Towner, Professor of Arts and Humanities and our orator for this afternoon. And I'll turn the podium back to Dean Underwood.
Today it is my pleasure to introduce to you our speaker for today's doctoral hooding ceremony, Dr. Stephen Rabe. Dr. Rabe is a professor of history and holds an Ashbel Smith Chair at the University of Texas at Dallas. Dr. Rabe is a veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps. He earned his bachelor's degree from Hamilton College and his doctoral degree from the University of Connecticut. He has taught at UT Dallas since 1977 and has taught as many students as anyone in the history of the university. Dr. Rabe has offered courses on U.S. foreign relations, U.S. relations with Latin America, the American experience in Vietnam, U.S. history since 1945, and U.S. historiography. Dr. Rabe has won 3 different awards for distinguished teaching. Dr. Rabe has written or edited 11 books, including John F. Kennedy, World Leader in 2010, and The Killing Zone, The United States Wages Cold War in Latin America, the 2nd edition in 2016. His Eisenhower and Latin America, The Foreign Policy of Anti-Communism in 1998 book won the Stuart L. Bernath Book Prize from the Society of Historians of American Foreign Relations. Dr. Rabe has taught or lectured in 20 countries, conducted seminars on modern U.S. history in Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, and Ecuador. He has also served as the Mary Ball Washington Professor of American History at University College Dublin in Ireland, and the Fulbright Bicentennial Chair in American Studies at the University of Helsinki in Finland. Dr. Rabe has had a truly brilliant career at the University of Texas at Dallas as a teacher and a scholar. Today he will speak with us about the process and the craft of writing. Please help me welcome Dr. Stephen Rabe.
Thank you, Dean Underwood, for those very kind words. So first, hearty congratulations to our newly minted PhDs who are assembled before us today. And a special thanks to the people in the audience who supported them, parents, relatives, spouses, and friends. But the work is not done. You can celebrate today, but those prized doctoral dissertations have to be transformed into books, essays, research papers, scientific articles, journal articles, and A+ journals. So this talk, entitled Writing, It's Work, It's Hard Work, is aimed at that task. But it's also offered to those in the audience who believe they have a great novel, a great story buried within them, and are searching for a way to release it. And the talk serves as my last public act at the University of Texas at Dallas after 40 years of service. At present, I'm working on a book on Henry Kissinger. This will be my 12th book that I have either authored or edited. I do not point to this in order to impress you. Rather, it's a statement of self-amazement. I say I'm amazed because writing the doctoral dissertation was so painful for me. It took forever. I became depressed, certain that I had ruined my career and life. I slept a lot. We were newly married, and my wife would come home from work wondering what I had done all day. Well, I got through it. Being offered a position by UTD in the winter of 1976, with the notation that my salary would be considerably lower if I arrived at our new campus without a dissertation, was certainly a spur to action. And I might point out as an aside that my starting salary was $14,200 with the PhD. But if I wanted to keep that magnificent salary, that dissertation had to become a book if I wanted to stay and merit tenure. So what happened? Well, I did a lot of reading about how successful authors worked. And I've had the honor and privilege of having private dinners with celebrated authors, like the renowned Mexican novelist Carlos Fuentes, author of The Death of Artemio Cruz, and the American novelist E.L. Doctoral, author of Loon Lake and Ragtime. I make it a habit now, and I do it all the time, whenever I meet a creative artist, composers, painters, writers, how do you work? So what did I learn? Well, it turns out I had it all wrong. I'd always heard that Shakespeare wrote at a quote-unquote white heat. The genius just poured out of him. I kept thinking the making of my dissertation would undergo a similar process. Well, I'm not Shakespeare, and I suspect that we do not have a Shakespeare among us today. What I had learned from my reading and interviews was that writing was work. It was hard work. And if we're going to do hard work, whether it be on the factory floor, out in the agricultural field, or in an office, we have to develop a routine to make it bearable. Work is not easy, and writing is not easy. The daily grind can hurt. As the famed sports writer Red Smith of the New York Times once observed, writing is easy. I just open up a vein and let the blood spill over the page. And we have to keep at it. As Carlos Fuentes told me, it was important for him to keep his writing muscle in shape. So he disciplined himself to write something every day, even if it was just a single paragraph in his journal. So, the approach. What are the practicalities of this? First, there are the preconditions. I am doing history. I've done my archival research, some of the secondary reading, and I have an extended period of time to write, 9 to 12 months, the blessed feature of academic life, the faculty development leave or the sabbatical. The routine? I start at the same time, I work at the same place, and I wear the same clothes. Let me explain. I have started at 6:30 in the morning, roll out of bed, and go to work. Other times, I have arisen at a civilized hour, had breakfast, read the New York Times, and started around 10 a.m. It's not a conscious choice. But once I start one way, I never change. I've written at the kitchen table, the dining room table, at a desk in the bedroom, in my office at home. Again, once I start one way, I do not vary. When I was writing at the dinner table, we could not have dinner guests for a year, for I was not moving my notes, my computer, my archival materials, etc. I have composed books in my bathrobe, unshaven, and with hair askew. I have written books stylishly dressed and nicely groomed, but I never mix the two appearances. I am not unusual. Ernest Hemingway, who always wrote standing up, would start writing at the first appearance of light. Isabel Allende, the Chilean-American author of House of Spirits, and perhaps the most widely read author in the Spanish language, starts each of her novels on January 1st at exactly the same moment on January 1st. And she writes one book a year. I work Monday to Friday. I do not write at night, and I do not write on weekends. It's a job. I do not do overtime. Besides the luminaries sitting behind me, the executive vice president, the provost, the dean, do not pay for overtime. No pay, no work. My essential goal is to write 1,250 words a day. Once I reach this goal, I stop. I constantly and anxiously watch the word counter in the far left of the computer. I keep telling myself, come on, Marine, you can do it. Take the hill. Actually, if I gave you the exact Marine language, it's a little more colorful, but I'll spare it. I don't like work. What I do like is golf. Perhaps I have a tea time in the afternoon. I'm not giving up golf for a few hundred extra words. Graham Greene, the author of 23 novels, including The Third Man and The Quiet American, described writing as penance for his sins. He immediately stopped each day when he hit 500 words. Immediately stopped. Not one word more. Like Greene, I'm a Catholic. Since I do 1,250 words a day, I apparently have more sins to atone for. It's probably the Marine in me. Seriously, writing an extended scientific article or a book is like running the marathon or hiking the Appalachian or Pacific Crest Trails. The advice is not too far, not too fast. E.L. Doctoral told me about pacing himself. What Doctoral really liked to do was have lunch with his friends in New York City. So he would write in the morning in his private little house and then take the train to the city. To be sure, there are authors that extend themselves. Ben Fountain, who lives in Dallas and has achieved great critical acclaim with his short stories, Brief Encounters with Che Guevara, and his novel, Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. Well, Fountain was a lawyer who left his position in a prominent Dallas law firm at the age of 30 to become a writer. He worked at his craft for 20 years. He sat down at the kitchen table at 7:30 a.m. He worked until lunchtime. Then he lied down on the floor for 20 minutes to rest his mind. Then he would return to work for a few more hours. Fountain explained, "I figured out very early that if I didn't get my writing done, I felt terrible. So I always got my writing done. I treated it like a job. I did not procrastinate." Well, this work attitude is not for me. Fountain was a lawyer. I know lawyers. My wife was an attorney for 35 years. Our daughter is a U.S. attorney, a federal prosecutor. They work all the time, even on the weekends. Too much work cuts into golf time. Perhaps the philosophy that I most emulate, especially when it comes to the mind-body connection, was voiced by Haruki Murakami, the globally read Japanese author. In Murakami's words, "When I'm in a writing mode for a novel, I get up at 4 a.m. and work for 5 to 6 hours. In the afternoon, I run 10 kilometers, or swim 1,500 meters, or do both. Then I read a bit and listen to some music. I go to bed at 9 p.m. I keep to this routine every day without variation. The repetition itself becomes the important thing. It's a form of mesmerism. I mesmerize myself to reach a deeper state of mind. Indeed, for me, the act of repetition, of routine, often puts me in a trance for writing. And in terms of the mind-body, some form of vigorous physical exercise always follows my writing day." So finally, a few practicalities. Some practicalities on tips for productive writing that I follow. I don't work from a detailed outline as advised by every high school teacher that ever lived. I scratch down a limited general outline. Writing fiction and nonfiction, it doesn't matter, is a creative process. Think it through. When I reach my 1,250-word goal, I always write the topical sentence for the next paragraph. This is to help me get going the next day. As Hemingway put it, you write until you come to a place where you still have juice and know what will happen next, and you stop and try to live through it until the next day when you hit it again. In the midst of writing a chapter, I do not edit or re-edit what I have written. No going back and seeing what I read the day before and fiddling with, etc. To me, that is simply procrastination. Keep writing. Make my goal. Make your goal. And for me, the golf course is waiting. I do not do footnotes until I have finished the chapter. This is a technical exercise. I do not want to upset what is the creative process. Once the chapter is finished, I lightly edit it for a day or two. Not trying for perfection yet. Time to move on to the next chapter. Don't break up the routine, the repetition, the process of mesmerism. When all the chapters are completed, I have a manuscript draft, then I do a massive editing. I follow the edicts in the most useful guide, The Elements of Style, by William Strunk and E.B. White. Eliminate all adverbs and most adjectives. Remember that verbs are best and nouns are second best. Make sure I've replaced any form of the verb to be in topical sentences with a strong verb. Above all, follow the injunction, omit needless words. There, I am done. I hope this brief talk helps you write. In case you're wondering, I composed this talk during spring break. I wrote it in my little cabin in East Texas. I started at the same time every morning. I was attired in my PJs. And my cabin in East Texas is at Hideaway Lake, which has splendidly 3 golf courses. Now my career at UT Dallas is over. Thanks for listening to me.
Thank you, Dr. Rabe, for that excellent presentation. I think we could all adopt some of his tips for writing. Today we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduating doctoral students, but before we move on to hood each of them, it is important to acknowledge the vital role of the faculty mentors who guide each student's work. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of the supervising faculty mentors for today's graduates, for your dedication, inspiration, and guidance of these students as they pursued their creative, pioneering projects. This year, for the first time, it is my pleasure to present a new award, the Provost Award for Excellence in Graduate Research Mentoring. I established this award so that we can give special recognition to sustained excellence in graduate mentoring. I would like to thank the Office of Graduate Studies for their administrative assistance and our strong faculty committee who faced the daunting task of recommending the first recipient from among an extremely strong set of nominees. The first Provost Award for Excellence in Graduate Research Mentoring goes to Dr. Horace Balsara. Since the beginning of the doctoral program in electrical engineering, Dr. Balsara has graduated 22 doctoral and 35 master's students. 2 of his doctoral students have gone on to earn the highest honor of becoming fellows of the IEEE. He is dedicated to raising the quality of graduate education, having served as Associate Dean for Academic Affairs in the Johnson School of Engineering and Computer Science, and on the Graduate Council since 2013. Dr. Balsara is remarkable for choosing to provide very high-quality, close mentoring of a relatively small number of students at any one time, and for supporting them in discovering their own problems. A current student writes of Dr. Balsara, "When it comes to mentoring, I consider him as my academic parent. Dr. Balsara has been an amazing mentor, not just to me, but to numerous students that are today setting examples in the industry and the academic world. I speak in high regard about him because he has amazing qualities as a person. Being one of the most learned people I know, he is also quite humble and kind. He has an open door policy wherein a student can walk in any time and ask questions, however trivial or small. He also lets the student work under their free will, taking interest in his or her work with the flexibility for a student to choose the right field and the area of interest. I also admire him as he always had my back during difficult times and always kept me motivated. All in all, I consider myself extremely fortunate to work with him, and when I graduate, I will not only be a learned person, but also a good person." For myself, I would like to congratulate Dr. Horace Balsara, who has few peers at the University of Texas at Dallas who demonstrate superior leadership, support, and guidance towards the development of graduate students and their research endeavors. I am delighted that Dr. Horace Balsara is the first recipient of the Provost Award for Excellence in Graduate Research Mentoring. Dr. Balsara, would you please come forward?
Dr. Towner, our orator for today's ceremonies, will now ask the Graduate Council representative from each school to come forward and introduce their doctoral candidates and hooding professors, after a few words about the history of Regalia.
Before we begin the hooding ceremony itself, I'd like to tell you something about the regalia you're going to wear for the rest of your academic career. Doctoral robes have 3 velvet stripes on each sleeve and often feature the colors of the universities in which they were earned. The hood you will receive today has its origins in medieval Europe when it was adopted for use by monks, clergy, and university students, all of whom used it not only as a covering for the head and shoulders, but also to hold alms and money when they had it. By the 15th century, it had come to be seen as a symbol of graduation and taken on distinctive colors and materials. The modern doctoral hood is about 4 feet long with 5-inch velvet edging, which at this university is dark blue to signify the Doctor of Philosophy degree, or gold and yellow for the Doctor of Science. The hood you will shortly be wearing is lined with university colors of orange, green, and white. These were chosen by the university's first president and his assistant in 1971. The conferral of this hood will distinguish you among other scholars as a University of Texas at Dallas graduate. I now invite Dr. Kratz, Dean of Arts and Humanities, to come forward and assist the Provost, and Dr. Gooch, Associate Dean, to call each candidate.
Will Katherine Beck, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, please come forward? Dr. Beck will be hooded by Dr. Britell. Will Deborah DeWitt, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, Aesthetic Studies, please come forward? Dr. DeWitt will be hooded by Dr. Britell. Will Mark Jenkins, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, Aesthetic Studies, please come forward? Dr. Jenkins will be hooded by Drs. Turner and Hatfield. Will Aaron Naylor, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, Aesthetic Studies, please come forward? Dr. Naylor will be hooded by Dr. Reynolds. Will Lauren Dixon, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, Studies in Literature, please come forward? Dr. Dixon will be hooded by Dr. Reynolds. Will Julie Gavarin, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, History of Ideas, please come forward. Dr. Gabarin will be hooded by Dr. Schlareth. Will Gozong Duan, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, Studies in Literature, please come forward. Dr. Duhan will be hooded by Dr. Channel. Will Sarah Moore, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, Studies in Literature, please come forward. Dr. Moore will be hooded by Dr. Michelson. Will Krista Rasko, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, Studies in Literature, please come forward. Dr. Rasko will be hooded by Dr. Redmond. Will Amy Simpson, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Humanities, Studies in Literature, please come forward. Dr. Simpson will be hooded by Dr. DeFore.
I now invite Dr. Balsamo, Dean of Arts, Technology, and Emerging Communication, to come forward and assist the Provost, and Dr. Evans, Associate Dean, to call each candidate.
Will Terry Howard Hughes, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Arts and Technology, please come forward. Dr. Howard Hughes will be hooded by Drs. Terranova and Dufour. Will Ozma Naz, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Arts and Technology, please come forward. Dr. Naz will be hooded by Dr. Nadine. I now invite Dr. Towner to call the remaining candidates.
Will Michael Andreen, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Arts and Technology, please come forward. Dr. Andreen will be hooded by Dr. Evans. Will Lindsay Joyce, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Arts and Technology, please come forward. Dr. Joyce will be hooded by Dr. Evans. I now invite Dr. Bartlett, Interim Dean of Behavioral and Brain Sciences, to come forward and assist the Provost, and Dr. Stillman, Associate Dean, to call each candidate.
Will Lauren Crawford, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Crawford will be hooded by Dr. Thibodeau. Will Brett Schoenberger, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Schoenberger will be hooded by Dr. Thibodeau. Will Jordan Rocca, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Rocca will be hooded by Dr. Clark. Will Judith Flores, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Flores will be hooded by Drs. Wilson and Clark. Will Stephanie Chen, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Chen will be hooded by Drs. Wilson and Coakley. Will Brenna Thomas, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Thomas will be hooded by Drs. Wilson and Coakley. Will Devin Palumbo, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Palumbo will be hooded by Dr. Coakley. Will Margaret Sweatman, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Sweatman will be hooded by Dr. Coakley. Will Evan Matisse, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Matisse will be hooded by Dr. Roser. Will Katherine Wiseman, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Audiology, please come forward? Dr. Wiseman will be hooded by Dr. Warner Sizz. Will Amanda Alvarez Diepa, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Cognition and Neuroscience, please come forward? Dr. Alvarez Diepa will be hooded by Dr. McIntyre. Will Carolina Burgess Vega, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Cognition and Neuroscience, please come forward? Dr. Burgess Vega will be hooded by Dr. McIntyre. Will Charisse Chinfat, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Cognition and Neuroscience, please come forward? Dr. Chinfat will be hooded by Drs. June and Underwood.
I now invite Dr. Dean, Dean of the School of Economic, Political, and Policy Sciences, to come forward and assist the Provost. Will Stephanie Cardwell, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Criminology, please come forward? Dr. Cardwell will be hooded by Dr. Picaro. Will Turgut Özkan, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Criminology, please come forward? Dr. Özkan will be hooded by Alex Picaro, Dr. Picaro. She won't be beheaded, I promise. I now invite Dr. Picaro, Associate Dean, to call the remaining candidates.
Will Michelle Meidel, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Criminology, please come forward? Dr. Meidel will be hooded by Dr. Leeper Picaro. Will Richard Reiner, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Criminology, please come forward? Dr. Reiner will be hooded by Dr. Connell. Will Sarah Muhlenbein, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Economics, please come forward? Dr. Muhlenbein will be hooded by Dr. Andrews. Will Feng Ni, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Geospatial Information Sciences, please come forward? Dr. Ni will be hooded by Dr. Chu. Will Kurt Childress, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Political Science, please come forward? Dr. Childress will be hooded by Dr. Lowry. Will Laura Jackson, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Public Affairs, please come forward? Dr. Jackson will be hooded by Dr. Goodman. Will Sheng Chai, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy and Political Economy, please come forward? Dr. Chai will be hooded by Dr. Berry.
I invite Dr. Spong, Dean of the Eric Johnson School of Engineering and Computer Science, to come forward and assist the Provost. Will Sharath Srinivasan, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Srinivasan will be hooded by Dr. Balsara. I now invite Dr. Balsara, Associate Dean, to call the remaining candidates.
Will Sanjay Anand, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Anand will be hooded by Dr. Romero Ortega. Will Eric Myers, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Myers will be hooded by Dr. Reneker. Will Rujuta Munje, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Munje will be hooded by Dr. Prasad. Will Dario Villarreal Suarez, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Villarreal Suarez will be hooded by Dr. Gregg. Will Arvind Balasubramanian, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, please come forward? Dr. Balasubramanian will be hooded by Dr. Prabhakaran. Will Joseph Bichet, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, please come forward? Dr. Bichet will be hooded by Dr. Prakash. Will Juliet Ugirumirera, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, please come forward? Dr. Ugirumirera will be hooded by Dr. Haas. Will Ali Ahmadi, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Ahmadi will be hooded by Dr. Makris. Will Yu Liu, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Liu will be hooded by Dr. Makris. Will Ahmed Mohammed, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Mohammed will be hooded by Dr. Al Dahir. Will Jae Wook Lee, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Lee will be hooded by Dr. Hansen. Will Dong Mei Wong, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Wong will be hooded by Dr. Hansen. Will Peng Yuan Zhang, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Zhang will be hooded by Dr. Hansen. Will Fatime Saki, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Saki will be hooded by Dr. Ketar Nawaz. Will Shi Liang Wang, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Wang will be hooded by Dr. Fahimi. Will Diego Barrera Mendez, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Material Science and Engineering, please come forward? Dr. Barrera Mendez will be hooded by Dr. Su. Will Fan Tai Kong, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Material Science and Engineering, please come forward. Dr. Kong will be hooded by Doctors Cho and Su. Cho is not here. Will Liang Shu, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Material Science and Engineering, please come forward. Dr. Shu will be hooded by Dr. Su. Will Su Dong An, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, please come forward. Dr. An will be hooded by Dr. Hassanipur. Will Sarvenas Soban Sarbandi, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, please come forward. Dr. Shoban Sarbandi will be hooded by Dr. Hassanipur. Will Mahmoud Baniasadi, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, please come forward. Dr. Baniasadi will be hooded by Dr. Minari. Will Tingi Zhu, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, please come forward. Dr. Zhu will be hooded by Dr. Lu. Will Ahmad Askarian, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Telecommunications Engineering, please come forward. Dr. Askarian will be hooded by Dr. Farago. Will Yu Fei, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Telecommunications Engineering, please come forward. Dr. Fei will be hooded by Dr. Fumagali.
I now invite Dr. Prakul, Dean of the Naveen Jindal School of Management, to come forward and assist the Provost, and Dr. Jacob, Vice Dean, to call each candidate.
Will Lanqian Liang, certified candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Management Science, please come forward. Dr. Liang will be hooded by Dr. Zhang. Will Mohammad Zia, certified candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Management Science, please come forward? Dr. Zia will be hooded by Dr. Rao.
I now invite Dr. Gonzalez, Associate Dean of the School of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, to come forward and assist the Provost. Will Nimali Abekun, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, please come forward? Dr. Abekun will be hooded by Dr. Ferraris. Will Sahila Parananthan, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, please come forward? Dr. Parananthan will be hooded by Dr. Ferraris. Will Vijayantha Pereira, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, please come forward? Dr. Pereira will be hooded by Dr. Balkas. Will Ziji Wang, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, please come forward? Dr. Wang will be hooded by Dr. Balkas. Will Jia Du, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, please come forward? Dr. Du will be headed by Dr. Stefan. Hooded. Will Dumandika Siwardani, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, please come forward? Dr. Siwardani will be hooded by Dr. Stefan. Will Arosha Karunathilaka, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, please come forward? Dr. Karunathilaka will be hooded by Dr. Salmadona. Will Mansour Al-Humimidi, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Geosciences, please come forward? Dr. Al-Humimidi will be hooded by Dr. Aiken and his father-in-law, Dr. Al-Suwail. Will Yangping Chen, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mathematics, please come forward? Dr. Chen will be hooded by Dr. Zweck. Will Stephanie Boyd, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular and Cell Biology, please come forward? Dr. Boyd will be hooded by Dr. Winkler. Will Adwait Ahmad Sathe, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular and Cell Biology, please come forward? Dr. Sathe will be hooded by Dr. Spiro. Will Wenwen Huo, certified candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular and Cell Biology, please come forward? Dr. Huo will be hooded by Dr. Palmer. Will Susmita Jyotishmati, certified candidate for degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, please come forward? Dr. Jyotishmati will be hooded by Dr. Lowe. A very successful ceremony altogether. Now that you've had a chance to sit down, I want you to realize, of course, you didn't do this by yourself. You were the star of the show, but you had quite a supporting cast of characters. So if you would, please join me in rising and applauding the people that got you here. And now, on behalf of the faculty at the University of Texas at Dallas, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome all of you to the community of scholars.
It's now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Hobson Wildenthal, Executive Vice President of the University of Texas at Dallas. Dr. Wildenthal.
Thank you, Dean Underwood, and I must say I really enjoyed this ceremony. Particularly enjoyed our address by our great professor, Steve Rabe. I just don't believe he plays that much golf. He's gotten too much done in his career to be that much of a golfer, but we'll check that out sometime. You know, I think it's a fact that all UT Dallas graduates are above average. I mean, it's a cliche, but I think it's actually a fact. But, and we'll be graduating more than 2,000 in the next 3 days. But today we had our dessert first. First we had the undergraduate honors this morning, and now this afternoon our doctoral graduates. And truly all of our graduates are above average, but y'all are the cream of the cream and our pride and joy. So it's been wonderful to share this time with you and your mentors and your families. Congratulations. We are proud of you. Go forward and continue to make us proud. But thank you for being part of our community.
Thank you, Dr. Wildenthal. As we conclude this joyous occasion, I repeat my heartfelt congratulations to our newest doctoral recipients on this highly significant achievement. One of the greatest rewards as a graduate dean is awarding new doctorates with their colorful hoods. You have earned the privilege to wear the hood and academic regalia at all future academic occasions, and in so doing will represent UT Dallas with great distinction. As graduates of UT Dallas, I encourage you to stay connected with your mentors, academic units, departments, programs, and schools. Continue sharing your talents and accomplishments and working with us to mentor the next generation of students. It has been our great pleasure to work with you, and you have become part of us and part of the UT Dallas community. By staying in touch with us and allowing us to continue to celebrate and be part of your lives, we will continue to rejoice with you on your future successes. I must finish by expressing my great appreciation to all of those who assisted with bringing this ceremony together. I thank the stage party, staff members from my office, most especially Special Events Coordinator Leela Foritan, and our wonderful graduate readers, Amanda Avalasset and Josephine Green, who read and assisted with the formatting of every single one of your dissertations. Thank you. Let's get more of that. Now let us recess to the Visitor Center atrium, out the doors and to the right, for a reception hosted by the university. I ask that the audience remain seated, as first the stage party and then the newly minted doctorates and their supervisors process out. The audience can then continue to join the celebration. Again, my wholehearted congratulations to each one of you.
尖叫。